We are live directly from Medici, Sacramento, and we got the NBA draft on the big screen. It worked, y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. We got a whole panel of big NBA fans here, and we will all discuss the very awaited moment, man, the NBA draft. We don't know what's going to happen. Banchero going 1, Banchero not going 1. Jabari going 1, Jabari not going 1. It's going to be a hell of a fireworks in about 2 minutes. Woj will probably tweet it out first, or Shams. In the comments below, let's do some side bets. Who's breaking the news, Shams or Woj? Vince, how you doing, guys? We got Vince, we got Tyson, and we got Andy. How y'all feeling, man?
Great, excited.
I'm excited, bro. Let's get Holmgren.
Getting hungry?
What's up?
How you feeling, Vince?
Feeling ready, bro. Waiting anxiously to see what happens.
All right,
here.
so who's going number 1, Vince?
I mean, my favorite player in this draft has been Paolo Banchero, and to hear the news that he could potentially be going number 1 over Jabari, it just makes sense to me. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see some fireworks. I'm ready to see big boards get blown up right away and see a ton of magic happen. It's going to be a jaw-dropping day, I think, here in Sacramento, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Tyson, who's going number 1?
I still got Jabari going number 1. I just think that rumor is a little too late to come out, and I think they're just going to stick with their guy.
Andy, who's going number 1?
I'm going with Pablo, man. I'm going with Pablo, number 1.
Okay. Now, in a perfect draft for you guys, if the Kings don't trade number 4, who do you want the Kings to draft, Tyson?
Ivey, best player available.
Yeah, I'm taking Ivey. I think he just makes the most sense. He gives you an asset as long as the draft is on, you could still potentially trade him down the road or later on in the night. And then on top of that, he's just the best player available. You take talent when talent is there. This isn't about drafting fit. You're the number 4 pick in the draft for a reason. You need talent on your team. Get that there. Jaden Ivey.
Andy?
I get what everyone's saying about Jaden Ivey at number 4, but I'm really hoping Holmgren slips to number 4.
Okay.
If he doesn't slip, I'm picking the Kings to trade down, get a solid vet in return, and pick up Keegan Murray.
Okay. Here we go, man. Live from the Barclays Center. My boy Banchero got the smoothest suit out there. I know.
You're tripping. He looks like the Joker and the Riddler had a baby and they threw it up.
Ain't
And
nothing wrong with that.
It was that suit that he wore.
Boy got diamonds on it, so put some respect on his name, bro. Stop it.
All that ice he got.
He paid all that money.
He got ice on it too, man.
That sucks. That's an ugly
So,
suit. I'm being 100%. That's an ugly ass suit.
is he going to do a selection now, or is he giving them time?
No, this is that time. This is
Okay.
the introduction, the walk.
Okay.
The walk.
Okay, so we're doing an introduction with Adam Silver right now.
Look how healthy he looks after COVID.
Yeah, I mean, he looks really healthy after COVID and not presenting the Warriors with the championship, huh?
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Here's a fun fact. When he was speaking earlier, we were listening to it. I had to ask somebody, was that Drake? Because his voice was so deep on the video. I was like, who is that? It was Adam Silver. It was not Drake.
There you go. Tributes already to the Ivey family.
Okay. Jesus Christ said, hope you guys are ready and shocked. I'm backing Monty all the way with whatever he decides to do.
Yeah, I think
Thoughts on that, Tyson? Are you backing Monty no matter what?
If he goes best player available, which he has the past 2 seasons, you have to support it. Have to support it.
Okay. Here come the comments. Jose says, if Paolo goes 1, you think the Kings should throw everything at OKC to pick Jabari? Oh, wow. Go ahead, Tyson.
I would be hesitant future picks-wise what we'd be giving up, but that is a insane talent that you're probably not going to get. So if they view it as a risk to take, you got to do it.
I literally just said that too. Their draft boards are going to get blown out.
So, would you rather go Jabari or Banchero? If you're the Kings. understanding what their needs are.
If I'm the Kings, I'm going Jabari. I think he
Okay.
not only could he be the better player, but he fits a lot better. But Banchero wouldn't disappoint either.
Banchero's
Dyson
the man,
Daniels,
bro.
the G
Banchero
League
would
Ignite.
change. Banchero would come in here and automatically fight for that forward spot. The only question mark you have is going to be the same thing you're thinking about with Julius Randle is the fit between him and Sabonis. But again, I've said this countless times. The Kings aren't in a spot right now where they can worry about fit. You have to get as much
Banchero
talent
can
as
actually
possible.
score, and Banchero can pass. He can score on all three levels.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that any of those top three guys fall, the Kings select here. I mean, unless there's a Godfather
Yeah.
offer, if any of the top three guys fall, you select here because you don't know if you'll ever be this high in the draft again. Knowing the Kings, they definitely could be, but you don't know if you'll ever be there if you're fighting for the playoffs. And you just go for talent. They're not good enough to worry about fit right now.
So if you're the Magic, what do you do?
Banchero, that's me.
Why though? Like, how does he fit over Jabari?
I mean, I think that they want somebody that does a little bit more than just shooting. I mean, obviously, the reason why Jabari was considered number one for so long was his ability to rebound, defend, but it was that three-point shooting. And Orlando definitely needed three-point shooting last season. With Banchero, he brings the. I think he's going to be able to shoot at the next level. I think he can
Me
be
too,
a scorer
me
at
too.
the next level. And on top of that, you're going to be able to fit a need that they actually have, which is another ball handler away from Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs being a facilitator of the offense, to have a right-hand man in Paolo that can run the offense at the top of the block like a Sabonis, like a Blake Griffin. I think it just fits a lot of their needs, and they can still use a lot of Wendell Carter Jr.
Hey Andy, if you're the Kings and you have an option between Spida, Levine, and Bradley Beal, who are you going with?
Man, that's a tough question, man. I think I gotta go with Levine on that.
Oh my God!
He's just
Dang.
Spida, Levine, or who?
Stone
Or,
cold
or Beal?
killer. Bradley, he's been injured for the last 2 years. Probably he hasn't played much in the
Uh-oh.
last 2 years.
Go ahead, clap back, guys, clap back. 'Cause,
That's crazy. You're saying you're choosing Zach Levine over D. Mitch and Bradley Beal? I feel like out of all of them, he's the worst choice. Honestly, I honestly feel like Zach Levine's the worst choice out of the three. of
I
them.
think he is the worst, but
I mean, you're not getting anything
He's
bad.
the
out
best
of the
fit
thing.
next to Fox.
You think just because he can shoot over you think over Bradley Beal?
I haven't seen him play in 2 years, bro.
Oh,
but Brad is a
Absolutely
getter that-
not.
He's the
There
number
is
one-
like
no
this guy
chance
can
in
average
hell.
30 in his
I
sleep
know
consistently.
what Bill is.
he would
But
be
I'm
the
saying
best
there's
player
too
on this
many
team.
questions with Beal not playing much the last 2 years.
That's the risk you take.
Beal?
Or over Spida.
Beal.
I would say right now next to Fox, yes.
Oh,
I don't know about that,
Beal
bro.
compliments Fox like no other. I don't know.
Or
I
Spida,
don't
bro.
know-
You can't go wrong.
Hey,
I don't know if
yeah,
I don't
we're
know
all,
if-
we're
I
all
don't know
saying
if Zach
Beal.
does that.
Andy's saying
I'm
Zach
saying
Levine,
Levine.
but the chat's saying Donovan Mitchell.
I'm saying
love
Levine,
Donovan,
it's
too.
Levine, Beal,
You
and
saying
then
Mitchell,
Donovan
too?
Mitchell.
I'll say Donovan or Beal. You can't go wrong with either
So you
one.
have to choose one. So you
I'd
got
go
number one.
Spida.
I
Just
can't-
on
I
he's
can't
on the
go
younger
either way.
side, and he may not cost as much.
No, he's gonna cost for sure more. He's younger.
True.
If you're younger, you get paid more. That's just the way it is.
I would go Donovan just because he's younger.
Yeah.
He's
I
short,
would go
bro.
Donovan
He's
just
already
'cause
got
he's
what
younger.
4 years left. Like he's on. You have control.
And because
Yeah.
of the injuries of Zach, right? Like you have to go Donovan.
Donovan's been the most.
Holy shit!
Donovan's
the
been
number
the
one
most
pick
durable.
is in, and it is Paolo Banchero
Oh.
is going number one to the Orlando Magic. That's coming from Shams. The Orlando Magic are
Bro.
selecting Paolo Banchero.
Fireworks already.
Bro.
Draft boards have been exploded. Banchero goes number one. What does OKC do here at number two then?
They go Jabari.
for sure.
Right? They go Jabari. They have to go to Jabari.
Do they?
I still
Over
think they go
Chet?
Chet. I still think you go Chet. I still think Chet at number two makes so much sense. And then, I mean,
I think they go Jabari. Right? I think they go Jabari.
wow.
I think Chet slips.
To number
Wow.
4.
I think Chet slips. I think Chet slips.
Number
I'm
4,
talking into
baby.
it. I think Chet slips. If you don't think Chet slips,
If
Vince,
Chet slips, bro,
I
Hey,
think
he's
Chet
the perfect
slips.
fit
if
right?
Chet
next to
It
Sabonis.
changed
slips,
everything, right?
y'all in Sacramento better start throwing up
It
a rave
changed
for that man
everything
at the
right now.
airport. Just start throwing.
He's the perfect fit right
he's
next to
the ideal
Sabonis,
pick.
bro.
He's the Miles Turner you always wanted.
I mean,
Like,
Chet-
that's exactly what he would be.
Yeah.
Wow. Paolo Banchero going number one. And Caesar Sportsbook put that out last night. He was the favorite to go number 1 at -180. Then they switched it back to Jabari Smith and like 30 minutes later to going number 1. And then this morning to see Woj saying it's a lock, increasingly becoming a lock to go 1, 2, 3. All right, picks in. Hold on.
Oh my God!
Fireworks.
Hey, Chet's going
With
too.
that
Hey,
suit.
Chet's
Hey,
going,
that suit?
Chet's going for it, bro.
Suit. You like that suit?
That's
No,
number one.
absolutely.
That's a
the
number one pick. That's a
He
number
He
one
said he
pick,
was the
right?
he said he was the
I
best
hope
player in the
everybody
draft,
He is
understands
the
this.
best player in the
suit
draft.
is
He said
horrible.
it,
He looks like
I
the
believe
and
it.
it's being
Oh, he is
manifested right now.
No, he
He
is for
looks like
sure
the
the best
Riddler.
player in the draft. 100%. 100%. That suit does not work, but that him going number 1 does. I think he
That
makes so
suit
much
looks
sense
like
for,
he's
for,
kind
for
of a
Orlando.
Riddler.
I like think of the fit that they have now with Franz
man.
Wagner being a high IQ basketball player, showed that what he can do as a passer. Cole Anthony showed that he can be a nice scorer for them. I think Suggs is still a good leader. You don't know really what you have in him, and then Wendell Carter Jr.
And
is
you
the
still
starting
have
center.
Isaac, who hasn't played, but when he did play and he was healthy, he was dominant.
Does drafting him though mean that Isaac could be on the move?
Hey, if I'm the Kings, do you target him?
I think you see what's there at number 4 right now.
True.
Chet Holmgren is the front runner to land at OKC at number 2. That's from Woj right now.
Damn, Houston's just in an awkward spot.
Which is super weird because Woj is saying that Chet can be number 1, but Chris Haynes is breaking news that Jabari Smith is number 2.
Oh, you don't say.
That's crazy. No, but
Let
look,
it
who do
play
you
out.
believe more? Chris Haynes or Woj? That's a real question.
Woj, obviously, but listen,
You know who hasn't made an input either? Shams. I need a Sham
He's
wow.
waiting for that big bomb.
I need a Sham wow moment.
He's waiting for that
Jabari
trade.
I want a Sham wow moment.
Listen. If Jabari goes 2, Chet's slipping.
No, I mean they just traded
You're
away
You're
Christian Wood.
saying Houston takes Ivy?
No, Houston doesn't take Ivey.
I
Houston
think
just
they-
traded away Christian Wood. Houston just traded away Christian Wood.
They did.
To free up space for
They did.
stretch
They
big.
did. You're right. They did.
I think
Yeah,
Houston's taking Jaden Ivey, bro.
I
Really?
don't know, bro.
They
I think
couldn't.
Chet
I don't think
slips, bro.
Leo had a good point. They're probably not as high on KPJ. And then
I
you
think Chet
pair
slips. I
Ivy
think
with
Chet
Green.
slips.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
I
this right
think
now,
Chet slips.
Kings fans. If the Kings trade this pick and Chet Holmgren is there,
Woo!
downtown Sacramento, where we are right now, Medici, Sacramento, bro,
Monty's going to hear
you're
it.
gonna hear so much screaming. You're gonna hear so much screaming. It's gonna be so loud. I don't even think we're gonna be able to do a broadcast anymore. It's gonna be so loud. There's gonna be so much uproar.
Hey, who spread those rumors about Chet's health history? Who did that?
The Kings.
I want to see.
I got
I want
blown
to
away
know
by
who
that. I
said that.
spilled water on myself.
I know. I need some Chet action.
Let's see what the chat's saying here. Shout out to everyone that's watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, share button. Let everyone know that we're here watching, doing the show live, Medici, Sacramento, for Cowbell Kingdom. It's not letting me look up the chat anymore, but it's all right. So Chet Holmgren's going number 2.
Chet Holmgren, number 2. That's from
What we're
Woj.
saying?
That's from Shams Wow. That's from the Sham Wow. But
God
Woj said
dang.
it first.
Houston.
dang.
So
Houston.
no offense, Chris Haynes. I'm not ever believing you again. Don't break news unless you know it for a fact. Because he said, look at it, he says, OKC Thunder are selecting Jabari Smith with the number 2 pick.
I'm not gonna lie to you though.
With a definitive
Jabari
R.
slips.
They are
If
taking him.
Jabari somehow slips to 4, you have
gotta
to run
take
with
him.
that. You
You
have
have to
to
take
run.
him.
Oh, yeah, for
If
sure.
Jabari,
Yes.
For
You
sure.
have
If
to.
Jabari slips, you have to take him.
You have to.
Right? You
I'm not
can't.
trading
Like that would be
Right.
a home run.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see it slipping.
But if Houston's in an awkward spot where like they like Ivy,
Right. If they want Ivy more than Jabari, I
but
guess.
Houston also needs wings too. Like it's hard to pass
they
on
need
either.
a lot more than just the win. Bro.
Yeah, they need everything.
They need.
Talent is what they need.
They need, in general, a team.
It's going to be a. I wonder if they're going to bring the moms up for almost every single one of the players that get drafted.
Someone in the family probably coming up.
No, the reason why I think it's going to be the mom is that the whole women empowerment thing and then the T9, something, the 50-year anniversary for it. So I wonder if that. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't think they've ever done that before for the draft. Let them sit down with the family members. I'm sorry, but that suit is ugly still. Like, I'm looking at it.
It's pretty bad.
That is a bad suit.
I was saying the same thing. I said he looked like the Riddler.
Y'all in the chat, let me know. Y'all like that Bankero suit? That's a one time you wear it, then you just throw that thing away. Never look at it again.
All that drip though around his neck.
In like 15 years, 20 years, he looks back. He's like, what was I thinking on that suit? That suit is ugly.
He's probably
dude.
gonna have it wrapped up in a plastic bag.
He literally
after
got
this.
bedazzled. Like, he looked like he had earrings dangling. Like, he damn near was a purple Christmas tree with earrings all the way down. Oh, man. When does a trade happen, guys? Does it happen at 4?
The way it's looking,
The first trade happens at 4,
If
huh?
Chet goes 2,
No,
if
Jabari's
Jabari
dropped
falls
to
to 4,
4,
there's for sure no trade.
Yeah, that's
Like
no trade.
if they were to trade and Jabari's there, I'm really questioning what you're doing.
Yeah.
Imagine if Jabari slides to 4. Comes from Jose in the chat. Puro Sacramento Kings, Kai Gu. Just reading off chat, but yeah. Imagine if Jabari Smith
All right,
slides
pick
to
is
4.
in.
It's going to be Chet. Look at the correction by Chris Haynes.
Chet
Ah.
Holmgren.
Dang.
I really wanted Chet. If there was
Is that Josh Giddey?
If that,
No, I was a fan.
I'm just kidding.
absolutely. If there was anybody in the draft that I wanted, it was Chet.
I think he's gonna be special, man.
I
Really
think
could be.
they have the perfect time to develop him. Like that's the one of the most perfect spots you can possibly go to.
Yeah. They're not in a rush. They have a game plan. They want to build. They want to build with young guys that are going to be good. They're basically trying to recreate what they did with Westbrook, KD, and Harden and Serge Ibaka. Just keep building through the draft. If you're Jabari Smith, how heartbroken are you right now? Projected number 1
And you potentially
for
slide.
the last month and a half, and now
That's
you're
hard.
potentially sliding down to number 3, maybe number 4.
Whoever
This next
gets
pick is
whoever
the
gets
most
Jabari Smith
crucial.
is about to get the most motivated
so if
player.
This isn't Jabari Smith. This next pick.
This is the biggest pick in the draft right here.
Correct. This is where it starts. Right. This has to where.
Is Houston on the phones talking about trading maybe with the Sacramento or no?
Nah.
I mean,
Sacramento.
it just kind of depends. I mean, if Chet's gone, do you really need a Jabari next to a Şengün?
This might sound stupid, but Sacramento isn't that dumb.
I mean, I don't think that's
Monty
that dumb. I don't know. I don't
McNair
think that's
is
that
not
wrong.
that dumb.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I think Monty's done a really good job in the draft.
Right. I think he's done a phenomenal
Wow,
job.
this is probably going to be the most intriguing part of the entire draft is right here, 3-4, because this is going
Right.
to open the floodgates for everything.
Correct. I think there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of trade opportunities. I think there's a lot of intriguing things that may happen. But I think it's up to Monty to figure out what that actually looks like. Right? And it can go both ways, right? Like you can go both. It can be a vet and a trade down, or it can go fuck it. Monty just says we're gonna go full throttle and trade up for something. I don't know.
All right, well, just saying Jabari Smith is going to go number 3.
Thank God.
He's at the top of their board.
Thank God. Jaden's going.
I
for
mean, if he's at the top of your board, then I don't know how you disregard that.
That's basically him saying he's going number 3. So
Right.
then it is the real question: are the Kings going to take Jaden Ivey?
I'd be shocked if they do.
You
You'd
know
be shocked if they do. You think they can't take Keegan Murray at
I
4?
think they have to
They
start.
can't
what
do
if
it.
you move one
You gotta
spot
trade it
back?
down.
What if
You have to trade
Yeah.
You move one spot back
for what?
Keegan?
Sadiq Bey in the 5 is worth it to you?
and a future first?
You better be 2023 first.
Yeah.
No protections on it. I don't want
They're not
I don't
gonna
want
do that.
I
They're
don't want
gonna
no
do that,
top
though.
3
Top 3
protections.
protected?
I don't want
They're
no
not-
top 3
they're not going
protecteds.
anywhere.
Nothing.
So where would you trade back if
It
you
would
were
have to be
to?
for
I think we're sniffing out that Indiana Pacers trade
6.
again, and you're
It would
seeing
have
if
to
you
be
can
for
get
6.
Miles Turner and Brogdon in the 6th.
If you can get them both, that's a home run.
That's where it is. That's where it's gonna be.
But if you're just getting Brogdon and 6, that's a no. That's a no.
No, yeah,
I don't even.
it's
know
gonna
that.
have
I
to
don't
be
even know that.
Brogdon and Miles Turner, and then I
If-
want to
or
be
if you get
I wanna
Duarte
see
in
the
there.
room.
It's gonna have to be one of the.
If you get Duarte in there with Brogdon with number 6, then it's a done deal in my opinion.
Chris Duarte is a good one too. He's a shooter that they need though. They need a
he'd be
shooter.
a perfect fit.
Correct.
I'm so Stephen Dade out. I'm done watching Stephen A. Smith on ESPN.
If I'm the Kings, I think I go with Tatum.
Man,
You have to go
dude.
Tatum, right?
This
You
is
have to.
if Jabari goes number 3 here. I'm still so confused on what the Kings are gonna do.
Yeah.
It would be such a Kings thing if they pick Keegan Murray at 4, bro. Like
I don't
in
think
the
they'll-
chat,
4.
let us know. Are you okay if the Kings take Keegan Murray at 4?
I'd be upset if they did.
You have to be
They
a little
gotta
bit.
trade
Like,
down.
how upset would you be?
Trade
10
down.
being I'm almost done for the season, and 1 being like I got faith. How worried would you be if Keegan Murray is the selection at number 4?
So the Kings are. If Ivey's there, the Kings are drafting Ivey.
There it is. ShamWow just came out and says
Jabari
Jabari
Smith.
Smith is the pick.
I just told you guys, breaking news. The Kings are drafting Jaden Ivey at 4.
That's for sure happening.
That's for sure happening.
That's good.
So yeah, that's great. That's if they keep it.
No, it's not percentage.
99.9.
That's happening.
It's happening.
I'm hoping
But
they trade it, bro.
That's if they keep it.
They're trading it.
But they could trade it too. But they're selecting him.
You can always trade him later.
That's why you take that though. Like
Trade it to
I'm
Indiana or New
actually
York.
happy that you're saying that right now.
I am too.
Because
Because I was pretty worried.
I was
pretty worried.
as soon as I heard Jabari Smith was going 3, the only thing I was in my head was they're gonna take Keegan Murray, and I'm gonna be. It's gonna be such a Kangs moment.
Can you imagine Jabari going 3, the Kings going with Keegan at 4?
And then Detroit just is like, thank you very much.
Like
Detroit
right
just
now,
is like,
honestly.
oh my God,
it's-
it just
it's
happened.
Truly about optics, right? Like Monty can't really screw this up because the perception of Jaden is that he has all the value in the world.
Yeah.
So that just buys him time.
Yep. Exactly.
That's it.
Jaden Ivey, and look at this. If you guys like the idea of a Donovan Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox backcourt, you should still be in love with the idea of a Jaden Ivey and De'Aaron Fox backcourt. And something that I just said a moment ago that I'll bring right back up again. I don't care about fit when it comes to the Kings right now. I can care less that it's going to take them time to develop a shooting between the two of them. I don't
Right.
care. The Kings do not have enough talent to worry about fit. Acquire as much talent as you can.
It is crazy. All right, so let's recap. Number 1, we got the man of the night with the best suit. Paolo Banchero.
Wait till you see this fire suit later on in the draft. There's this red fire suit that
Uh-oh.
that
Diamonds or no diamonds?
No, Mathurin is wearing a fire suit, bro.
That's my guy too.
Benedict Mathurin is wearing a suit like crazy.
So he's going number 5, by the way.
Mathurin?
Yes.
to the Pistons.
Yes.
That's a great pick.
So
That salad looks delicious right here.
So
on
do
Medici
you guys,
Sacramento.
and a huge shout out to Medici Sacramento for hosting us there today, man. Best
That's
pizza
all.
in Sacramento,
Shout out to that
and they will
salad
never
right
cheat
there,
you
bro.
here because the consistency is phenomenal. So, how does Chet, in your opinion, fit with OKC, Vince?
Perfect. He's exactly what they need. Isaiah Roby was horrible. He only did good sometimes. And then you had Jerome Robinson, who I bet you a lot of people don't even know who that was. And it's because he was mediocre as well. Their best center was a power forward who could actually probably play more small forward in Darius Baisley. So I think he slides right into the starting role. They're going to be able to be patient with him. And I think, you know, a lot of the scouts said it would be best for him to go to a place where the fan base will be patient with him. And that is exactly where he's going to. Are you sure that they're going to pick that? Because Keegan Murray is going number 4, according to Sham right now.
If the Kings do that,
I swear, that's what just happened.
well, if
Keegan
the Kings
Murray's
do
going
that,
number 4.
No.
this is the biggest Kings moment ever.
The Sacramento Kings are selecting Keegan Murray at
What
number
an
4.
embarrassment. I'm sorry, but what an embarrassment.
I thought that was a lock, bro. Bro.
They would mess that up.
They would mess that up.
Come on.
So that means for sure no John Collins. That means for
That
sure.
was so Kings-like.
So do you move Murray to the
Kings.
3 then?
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Yo, the Pistons are about to be throwing a parade, bro. Are you kidding me? They're about to get Jaden Ivey. They got off the contract of Jeremy picked up a future first-round pick.
Unless they're trading Keegan
Wow.
Murray.
Wow.
The Kings. Look at how Woj quotes this. Look at this. This is from Woj. The Kings are focused on Iowa's Keegan Murray at number 4. Sources tell ESPN. The Kings have no trade and plan to keep Murray, per sources.
That's not Vivek. That's not Vivek.
Nah.
Hey, I'll tell you this right
That's
now.
money.
No,
If the
that's
suit,
Monte.
if the suit declares the player, Keegan Murray looks like Tim Duncan today. So hopefully he turns into that.
So
I mean, I don't think you can hate it.
you can't hate it, but you're disappointed.
I'm disappointed,
Today.
but you can't sit here and go like.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
No.
they got better though. Even with that pick, like if you want to make the playoffs, you did get better.
Did you?
I mean, that has to be the first move of many, of course, but
Well, according to Woj, there isn't.
Unless they're getting
There's
John
no
Collins.
trades, and they plan to keep Murray.
Unless.
I'm shocked. But
I told you,
But,
the
no,
King-
but again,
Jaw dropping moment right here.
it's the Kings though, so I'm not shocked.
not that bad.
Not that bad.
But it feels like it. Right? You all sitting around like saying, what the
No, because I mean, Marvin Bagley had a lot of hype to become a top 3 player in that draft. The thing that made it so what sucked for the Kings and why it's carried so much weight for so long is because they passed on Luka Doncic.
Who was the guy?
On this one, this is the only thing that makes me feel a little bit calm about Keegan Murray going at 4. If you had to find a way to make that decision to stay
That's
calm,
crazy, bro. I'm shocked. I'm just like,
is that there was
I'm
no
not
hype
surprised.
on Jaden Ivey until the final 3 weeks leading into the draft. It was a 3-man draft all the way leading up. Jaden Ivey
I
was
feel
projected
sick
to
to my
go
stomach. I ain't gonna lie
six-
to y'all.
4,
I feel
5,
sick
6.
to my stomach.
He was projected to go mainly 6. So he climbed all the way to number 4 to put his name there, and the Kings knew who they wanted. They stuck with it. Now
we could have traded down.
you get to get excited. You get to be excited about a shooter. Here it is.
Here's the pick. Wow,
Can we do
I
a
like
cutaway
Keegan Murray,
scene?
though.
that's
I like him a lot.
wow.
Matt George, you are freaking out right now. You are so excited.
He's on cloud 9 right now.
He is freaking out. He's the only one that stood up in the media room and just pumped his fist. Matt George is pumped right now. We're listening to the breakdown from ESPN. Sorry for the silence.
We're just in shock. I mean, that's all from silence. It's kind of like
2 years away from me, 2 years away.
Woj is already letting us know that Jaden Ivey is going 5.
so you don't move, you don't get Sadiq Bey, right? Like
don't
if he
get
was your
Jeremy
guy,
Grant.
that's fine. But like, get an extra asset.
You didn't get Jeremy Grant.
Get Jeremy Grant.
You know what I mean?
You didn't get Sadiq Bey.
You didn't get Brogdon.
You didn't get nothing.
You didn't get Jeremy Grant.
Now you're stuck.
You didn't get Brogdon.
You didn't get Brogdon.
Unless you do the Tyrese Halliburton, right? You go down to the season, people start asking you what you want for Keegan, and then you make a trade that says,
No.
but even then, right? Even then.
But what will cure all this
And
is
to be
winning.
clear, I like Keegan. I just thought that you could have got more assets,
Like,
and still drafted
win in
Keegan.
the next 3 years, and no one will talk about it.
And as I posted last night, a wedding on a Wednesday. If y'all know anything about being a mandilon, that's what Kings fans are right now. We're the fan that gets smacked around by the organization, and we keep coming back. Why? Because we say we're loyal, but the reality is,
After months of speculation, the Sacramento Kings keep their pick and select Keegan Murray out of Iowa. My jaw is hitting the floor. I told you this was going to be a jaw-dropping day.
Hey, we expected fireworks, and we got it.
Is that fireworks?
I don't think that's fireworks.
I mean, we got fireworks in the top 3.
No,
That's a dud.
I feel like you lit a firework and then it died out. And
That's a dud.
You're like, man, exactly. It's like, man, what was that supposed to be? You lit a sparkler. That's what you just did. You let a sparkler.
You let a smoke bomb
Are you telling me that they couldn't get Jeremy Grant
for a 20.
and no, just like swap, just like get something out of it, since he went for nothing.
I'm just not buying that. Like Portland was able to get him for, to me, that's not any value. Like a 2025 pick. Bay is
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. Man.
Keegan Murray going number 4. Again, I like Keegan, but I just feel like the Kings could have got an extra ass out of this.
That's the whole point. That's why this is why this selection is jaw dropping. You couldn't move down one spot. You couldn't get a Jeremy Grant who is worth a 2025 first round pick from Milwaukee, so a late first round pick. You couldn't get that.
Even if it was just for 1 year, like you would have been better this year with Keegan Murray and with Jeremy Grant
or Sadiq Bey.
Right. Like I'm in shock. Like
look, he's a good player. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that he's not a good player. The thing is, all this highlights that we're seeing about him being in the post at his size, he's not a post player. You will not see him. There's no offensive sets that he's going down and getting a post.
Bro, take over, bro. Take over.
Are you really upset, or is this going to be your 12th trip to the bathroom?
13th trip.
Man, you know what? Excuse me. Can I get a beer? I need one. Can I get like a Modelo or something? Yeah, please. Thank you.
I gotta hope John Collins is still in play here for the Kings.
There has to be something here.
If you don't make a trade, I'm assuming that's your starting lineup. I mean, you plug in Keegan Murray to the 4, and you
shot. He said we got dubs.
That's what it's got to be,
there.
right? I mean,
Vivek is a terrible owner.
Holmes, I think you got to move, but
I mean, you got trade assets.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have assets.
They have assets to go get something.
They're going to do something. Maybe it's probably not tonight. It may not be next week. They're going to do something.
Someone said DeAndre Ayton sign and trade.
That's what we call a smokescreen.
I mean, look, I'll say this, though. Rashawn Holmes played with them before. Look how good Bismack looked with Chris Paul. You don't think Rashawn Holmes is better than Bismack Biyombo? Because I do.
Well, I'm taking the talent, but do you...
Huh? Rashawn Holmes is better than Bismack Biyombo.
1,000%.
And then you want cap space and a win now moment. Guess what? You take all these expiring that still help you. Harrison Barnes still helps you. You can get Harrison Barnes over there face. Does it make sense? Yes. Will Phoenix do it? Hell no.
And if you're Sacramento, you're not paying Ayton top dollar.
They have to. If they want Ayton.
Look, as much as I want to hate on this, Keegan Murray could be the best player in the draft. He could be.
He's my pick.
He was your pick. He was your pick.
They could add assets.
So it's not that you don't like Keegan Murray. It's just that you could have gotten something if you moved back a spot.
That's all it is. Cool. Thank you. What? Gordon Hayward? That would if that happened, parade. Gordon Hayward, 2 years left on his deal. Perfect. Take that all day.
As injury prone as he is, you still run
take
with
that all day long. Jaden Ivey. Wow. Look at this. It says, watch when Keegan Murray becomes the rookie of the year and all these dumbass Kings fans are going to be saying they're rooting for him since day one. You could have been rooting for him for day one. The problem isn't Keegan Murray. It's not that Keegan Murray is not a great pick.
They must have really loved Keegan Murray at 4.
The problem is you couldn't get more for him. We knew that the Pistons wanted Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And then you didn't get Jeremy Grant. You didn't get a Sadiq Bey.
You didn't get a Brogdon.
You didn't get a future first. You got nothing. You stuck to your guns and just stood there at number 4. That's what makes this a Kang's moment.
But at the same time, if Keegan Murray was Monty's guy, you can't hate on it.
No. And look, he's been right in the draft. He's been right in the draft.
I mean, I don't see how Keegan Murray's like a bust at all.
I don't see him being a bust. I think he can come right in, average 12 to 15 points
I
per
think
game.
he can be a Harrison Barnes type of guy. He can form into something like that.
I think he has the potential to be better.
Then HB.
I think at
Yeah.
worst, I think you get HB at worst.
The Pacers are locked in at Benedict Mathurin, and that's exactly who I said he was going to go to because they need a wing, bad. Because O'Shea Brissett, as good as I feel he is, he ain't that good.
They still, they just got it. We'll find out.
Someone just messaged me and said the Kings got bullied into picking Keegan Murray. Kings gonna be Kings, and that's the thing. Like that's the mindset. It's not that Keegan Murray isn't a good player. It's just there you had the time right there. I feel like they had still a minute 30 left on the clock. Give yourself a little bit of time. Think about that for a minute, and then take Jaden Ivey. The only reason why you take Jaden Ivey in that spot is because you know Detroit wants him. There's still a trade to be had. The value of Jaden would still be there.
He's the perfect fit for Detroit, man.
Him and Kate are going to be nice.
And they could still potentially get DeAndre Ayton. Watch out for the Pistons, man.
Look at this here.
Watch
I
out.
hate this pick. The wrong selection at number 4. I would have took Shaden Sharp over Keegan Murray. We should have took Ivy.
Sharp's dropping out of the 10.
Sharp, if you're saying that, please stop.
Do you think Sharp's dropping out of the top 10? I think he goes to the Blazers.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Blazers.
I think he's dropping.
I think Benedict Mathurin was a given. He was going to for sure go to the Pacers at 6. They needed that win.
And you know Brogdon's out of there.
Who went 6?
It's looking like Mathurin.
Mathurin's going 6.
God damn. Kings never surprised me, bro.
Brogdon's still right there for the taking.
So,
Kings never surprise you till they surprise you. And they just surprised me. You couldn't get a single asset. That's the only disappointment.
yeah.
Murray is going to be a really good player.
So Keegan was their
Probably the
guy,
best
right?
player.
Like,
He was the Kings player.
he was their pick, but at the same time, understanding how bad other teams wanted Ivy makes you question yourself. Some
True.
people say just don't get cute and just take your guy, right? Like,
But if
that's-
they're passing on Ivy, that tells you that they think Murray is like legit. Like they think he has potential to be even like really
And
good.
he could. He really could.
and he could.
He really could.
So they said, I'm not gonna get cute, and I'm just gonna take my guy.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and I don't think you can hate on it.
Or they said, you guys aren't giving. They felt that Keegan
Or
Murray
they said their
was
asking
better
prices.
than anything what they were getting offered,
Or, yeah, his asking price was steep, and
and they should have been. It should have been. It's the number 4 pick in the draft, and what you're calling a 4-man draft. Okay, we don't even want the number 4 pick in the draft.
Well, apparently, maybe it wasn't a 4-man draft. I mean,
I feel like this is like the Oladipo draft, like where it's like there's a bunch of good role players everywhere in the draft. There's some good role players.
wow.
Absolute shocker of a top 5 coming out of the Athletic.
no, it's looking like Mathurin at number 6.
No, 6.
Well, Jaden Ivey got what he wanted, right? He's in Detroit. They
Playing
interviewed
next
him
to
yesterday.
Cade. Playing next to Cade.
And the Pistons could still potentially get Ayton.
Yeah.
young
Benedict
super
Mathurin
team or not?
right here.
Hey, watch out for Detroit.
They
Young
got
They got
Super
Sadiq
team.
Bey. They got Sadiq Bey. There's a shooter. Sadiq Bey.
Oh,
Mathurin.
Hey, you make it work though.
Told you that suit is fire, bro. Look at that suit.
When you're bad,
That
you make
suit
it work.
is fire right there. Best dressed of the night right there goes to number 6, Benedict Mathurin. That suit is fire by far. Keegan does not pass the eye test. He's not that athletic, but that his dribble and shoot shot is concerning. Plus, he is not going to post up like he did in the NBA. Stupid. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing for me is that the post ups that we saw, like I don't care that he was in the 91 percentile and all this other stuff. You're never going to see an offensive set where they go Murray post. Not even like
They're posting Barnes before they post him.
right. They're posting Barnes and let me ask you this question: how often do you see Barnes post?
Only when he gets a switch.
Trade for Sharp? Trade up from what, the 37th pick?
You're not giving up your future. You're not giving up next year's first for Sharp.
The only way I'm trading that and the Blazers automatic, they look at us, they laugh, and then they hang up the phone, is I do 37 in Holmes. And then they don't have to re-sign Nurkic.
Hey, James says today the two worst organizations in the NBA, the Magic and the Kings, showed why they suck.
What?
I mean, that's a little harsh in my opinion.
I think the Magic made the right choice. Honestly, I love Banchero going.
I don't think you could have gone wrong in that
I
situation.
love Banchero at number 1.
Me too. I mean, I love Banchero.
I think Banchero is the best player in this draft. So I think,
pretty good.
But it did show that the Kings were still a very questionable organization. But they knew that they liked Keegan Murray. We've all known that the Kings have been eyeing Keegan Murray since the beginning of the draft, and they got their guy. It just sucks they couldn't get more.
Oh, man. What a day. Again, huge shout out to Medici Sacramento for hosting us here. Taste all their amazing, delicious pizzas. They got a bunch on the menu. And we highly, highly recommend them. Everyone here has had them. And, yeah, man, this is tough. But yet again, mine must be really high on Keegan Murray, man. Like,
So tell me why, because I keep venting my hate for this pick. It's not that hate, just the negatives of Keegan Murray. Give me some positives here. Like we got to start boosting this guy up a little bit because it's not like he's a bad player, right? So let's start going over the positives of Keegan Murray in Sacramento.
he's a very good player.
Why?
He fits right away.
Why?
Like, he's a versatile forward. He fills position of need. They've been looking for that, that other Harrison Barnes type. You can plug him in right away, and he probably has pretty good success. I don't see how he doesn't.
Andy, this was your pick from the beginning. Explain to me more why. What is it that got you so enamored with Keegan Murray, and are you okay with it at 4?
The King. I'm not okay with it at 4. We should have traded down. But
So, just, okay.
Keep going.
yeah, man. Like he's a wing that we needed. He plays defense. He's a shooter, and perfect fit right next to Sabonis. We need shooters around Fox and Sabonis.
So perspective.
He's our guy.
Someone said, I'm happy that we got Keegan Murray anyway. We should have been 7th. Instead, we're lucky to have 4th. That's perspective, right? Because he would not be there at 7.
No way. Indiana's not letting that happen.
I guess. I mean, that's...
I still think they would have considered Benedict Mathurin over Murray. They like those like crazy athletic wings, and they needed a wing bad.
Especially if they're getting rid of Brogdon.
I think Keegan goes 6. But...
He obviously goes 4. that's the thing. That's the thing.
No,
that's
like
the
if he was there for
crazy.
Indiana over Mathurin, like he'd go Keegan over Mathurin, but
So now
So,
they have
I'm about to send you a little bit of highlights for you, just so we can put it on the screen. The Portland Trail Blazers are selecting Shaedon Sharp at number 7, which is something that I literally just said a second ago.
I said that too on my mock draft.
that's interesting.
No, I think that makes the most sense.
AJ Griffin had double and triple double compared to Murray, but he played a lot less than Murray. Plus, his percentages on that shot was low. He had to be set to shoot, can't create.
Shaedon Sharp going top 7, bro. I think that just speaks to the volumes of. It's sometimes pay to be a mystery. It's sexy to be a little bit of a mystery in the NBA draft. You play really good in high school and then never play any college ball. Just sit there and practice all day long. I think he did a 3-on-3 drill in Portland,
Yeah.
and they must have saw something that they really like. So to have Sharp and Anthony Simons be your future, sounds like it could be something nice, something brewing there.
And they're still trying to compete now, even.
Yeah, I mean, they just got Jeremy Grant.
I mean, if you can get Dame back, I mean, that team, I don't want to say they're in a better spot than the Kings, but
They're in a better spot than the Kings.
So we are live right now with the crew breaking down the Keegan Murray selection at number 4. We are shocked. We truly thought Ivey was a guy, at least to, try and trade that pick. They went Keegan Murray, and we're shocked. Like,
I'm not even shocked, bro. I'm disappointed. That's just a bad pick.
I mean, I don't think you
Not a
can
bad
hate the
pick,
pick, but
yes.
when you have a chance to get more assets, you do it.
Yes.
right, like you could have at least gotten Jeremy Grant on the swap, seeing what he went for, and then seeing what, the Kings could have done, at least swap him, move to 5, get Keegan. Like, Keegan was their guy, but at the end of the day, it's like, wow. And I had that bad feeling. You know, I kept trying to tell everybody here I had a bad feeling. And it is what it is, man. Let me know in the comments below.
Listen to Brian West's analysis on Keegan Murray and his actual numbers. James H. Is that James Ham? Murray is that guy. Plain and simple. 38% from three. Not to mention he has a great post moves. Also, dude is a solid defender. Ivey didn't fit. Y'all are annoying as fuck sometimes.
Thank you.
Look, like I said, I think people are misconstruing us criticizing the pick as saying that Murray doesn't fit the team or that he's not the right guy. That's not what we're saying. So you can keep saying that we're annoying and all this other thing because we're disappointed that the Kings chose him at 4. But the real thing is that the Kings obviously, and it's been speculated and reported on all the way leading into the draft, the Kings had the opportunity to get multiple assets for that number 4 pick. Whether that's just moving down 2 spots, whether that's moving down 1 spot, or moving completely out of that number 4 spot. You could have got more assets than just Keegan Murray. And again, I think Keegan Murray is a really good basketball player. That jump shot is smoother than butter. He has an in-and-out dribble. He's capable of coming off screens. His catch-and-shoot three-point numbers are amazing. The thing that always gets me is you're never going to see him in the post. All those post moves that you say he has, number one, I disagree that he has many post moves. I think a lot of his finishes were based purely on athleticism and length against his mismatches. That's number one. And number two, how often do you see a small forward of his size and his frame doing that? So as annoying as you think that we are because we're complaining more about the fact that the Kings couldn't get assets, I think you're wrong in the fact that you think that we're all disagreeing or saying that we don't like Keegan Murray in Sacramento. He makes sense. He's a good fit. The reason why this is disappointing and why it's all Kangs is that they couldn't get more for that pick.
Couldn't agree more. It's not shade on Murray. It's
Murray
when you
could
have
be
a
superstar.
Yeah, clearly they believe he's something more than just a player. Go ahead.
Tyrese Halliburton was an exception to the best player available. That fool could be a lot. You know, Keegan Murray is a very good player. We all hoped that we would get more, maybe another asset to accommodate us not having assets. You know what I mean? And that's been our problem. That's been our problem for years on end. We don't have assets to either trade up, trade down.
And now you actually have
to
it.
Get a superstar, to get somebody that, I was hoping for Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? Like, Donovan Mitchell comes with assets.
This is a good one. Like, Edward, shout out to you, Edward. You're always on the live streams. I appreciate you, bro. You're always commenting both here on Cowbell and as well as my channel, youtube.com/SacKingsNation. But look, he goes, Murray is a team defender, not a one-on-one defender. He is older than others in college, being that he's 21 years old, and he's not going to post like he did in the NBA. Exactly, which is exactly what I just said. For those who are wanting to know before they say it on TV, Dyson Daniels is going to be going number 8.
Perfect fit for New Orleans.
For the New Orleans Pelicans.
Fit.
So now their backcourt for their bench is now Dyson
They
Daniels
needed
and Alvarado.
They needed a player who could help
Get their own
them
bucket.
Yeah, and help them like get that extra wing defender.
And they still have Zion.
The Pelicans.
Their starting lineup now is going to be
CJ,
Ingram, Zion,
Herb,
and Valanciunas. And then off the bench, you're going to have Alvarado, who I think is a stud defensively.
Daniels,
Jackson Hayes, who's starting to finally slow down his game a little bit, and it's actually working for him. Larry Nance Jr.
and
solid.
Trey Murphy.
And Troy Murphy or Garrett Temple, whoever they want to play there.
He's playing mentor over there.
But shout out to everyone in the chat, whether you agree with us or not. Let us know how you feel. We're going to keep reading off these comments. Keep waiting to see if there's going to be these fireworks. I don't right now, bro. Thank you. Keep seeing if the Kings are going to make a trade. I feel like, everyone I've talked to leading up to it, Medici Sacramento, guys, that pizza looks fire. It smells great. Everyone I talked to leading into the draft today was the Kings were going to be making moves. We have yet to see a single move from any team.
Well, I don't think they're making a move tonight at this point.
They still can. There's still a way For the Kings, they did. Okay, Sasha.
I
yeah.
mean, do they even keep that second-round pick at this point?
So they still have a second-round pick that's early in the second round, number 37. That's could be valuable. The seventh pick in the second round. On top of that, they have 8 expiring contracts,
More than enough.
and on those expiring contracts, you have players that do a need. You have 3-point shooting. You have a player in Harrison Barnes that could be your number 3-4 option on any given night, and then on top of that, you still have a Rashawn Holmes, 3 years, $11 million team-friendly contract. So I think it makes sense. James H., who I responded to, says, "You guys know more than McNair. My bad. You know an actual NBA GM that's only licked straight fire. I forgot. Y'all know more." It's not that we know more, bro. It's like if you've been able to watch a lot of basketball, be there, watch a ton of games, see the way they practice, all this stuff, and then also talk to scouts, talk to other people around the league that are hearing the same exact things. It's again, you're acting as if we think that Keegan Murray wasn't the right pick for the Kings. He was the right pick for the Kings. He makes sense for this roster. He fills a need right away. That's not what we're complaining about. So if you're saying like, oh, you guys don't know as much as McNair, again, I said it right when it happened.
Right.
Maybe it's not that McNair wanted to stick to his guy. Maybe it's more so McNair didn't get the offer that he wanted. Well, even with that being the case, you just saw Jeremy Grant go for a late first round 2025 pick.
And Christian Wood go for barely anything as well.
And you couldn't get that and move down one spot to get your guy?
In
That's
perspective,
where the disappointing is. That's not, oh, you know more than McNair. No, it's just obvious fact. We knew the Pistons wanted Ivey. We knew that the Pacers wanted Ivey. We know that the Knicks wanted Ivey too, but they didn't have enough to get there.
and I think perspective is everything, right?
Right.
Like
at the whole story, not
how
what
you
you just
view your
listened to.
player and what you view your player as and how much you view your player as, right? We must have had Keegan high, right? And
I
that's
do
what
have
it comes,
Keegan high.
right? And that's obviously where the Kings had them, right? If
Yeah, they clearly think he's better than what most people think.
correct,
He's a really good basketball player. Guys,
and again,
do you know that he can catch and shoot at the highest level? And we talked about, and me and Leo did a Spaces last night. He was the best player in college basketball, arguably last year. Arguably
Correct.
the best player in college basketball last year.
correct.
He comes in with a demeanor like a Tyrese Halliburton, but at a position of need. He also doesn't need the ball in his hands to run.
Right.
He runs his game through the offense.
And I think that's the point, right?
Yes.
Jaden is going to demand the ball, right? Keegan doesn't demand the ball. He
He
You
can
know, he's
impact
more-
the game without having the ball.
correct.
So now it's all about what happens next, because if the Kings are going to be a playoff team, now you got
We're
to
gonna
figure out
need
that
that.
next step. Now you need to figure out.
and that's our need.
Okay, so if Keegan Murray is your guy, he automatically day one gets to fight for the starting role
Correct.
because he's
Instantly
going to
fighting for that 3-4 spot. Instantly.
Correct.
be. Is it 3-4? Because
And
I only see him
makes
as a four.
Harrison
That's the
Barnes
thing.
expandable.
That's my
and
problem with
His
Murray. is I only see
$22
him
million
as a four.
contract, $24 million, $26 million contract.
Who?
Harrison Barnes, whatever his is.
He's at 18. He's at 18.
Doesn't matter.
He's valued at 18. Like I think if when he
it's still an
resigns, it'll be a
expiring
$15 million.
contract.
Yeah, I mean, you can
But
make
if you
another-
trade
you know
for
what I mean?
Collins, who's your 3?
Can you get Collins
Yeah.
and Herter and give up future picks? I threw out the trade earlier, and here, I'll bring it up here. I mean, this trade, all of this that we're talking about is still 100% possible, and I'll bring it up here. The Kings still have the opportunity and the ability to do this. They can still trade Harrison Barnes, Justin Holiday, and next year's first-round pick, because you guys are going for the playoffs, so you don't really care for the latter half of that draft, to the Atlanta Hawks and get John Collins and Kevin Herter.
And Herter's your starting 3.
And Herter's you're starting 2-3, whatever. Okay.
If
And
Herter's
then you trade Rashawn Holmes and the second round pick next year that's from Portland, or in 2025 from Portland, and you trade that to the Hornets and you get the number 15 pick, and there you can take Tari Eason.
if that pick
Now, at
happens,
37, you take Patrick Baldwin.
if that pick happens, if that trade happens,
The Kings still got better. Way better.
100%.
Oh, for
100%.
sure. They're better today.
But we're winning like no other, right? I just, you know,
What?
and I said we're winning like no other, and what I've experienced in Kings franchise, it doesn't happen, right? It does not happen at all.
We still don't know who the starting 2 guard is either. Like,
Dante DiVincenzo.
is that who it is?
Who is
Victor
it?
Oladipo. Could be a. I mean, I've
I
heard,
would-
I've heard the
hey,
name
I would
Gary
wel- I
Harris
would
been brought
welcome-
up a little bit.
I would
so.
welcome Victor with open arms.
They have to do something with that mid level.
I would.
I
With
would
open
too.
arms.
I would
Would
too.
you
Open
guys
arms.
rather have a MLE Victor Oladipo or around the same type of contract Dante DiVincenzo?
Who?
So if he's MLE Depot or MLE
So
Dante.
basically like $9 million a year Oladipo for what was it 3 years or $8 million a year for 3 years Oladipo, or relatively the same contract but you get an extra year and you get Dante DiVincenzo.
That's a tough one.
No, I'll take.
DiVincenzo shot
I'll take
just
Oladipo.
under his career
I'll-
high when he came to Sacramento. For
I will take
After finding
Oladipo
out
with
like
open arms. Oladipo with open
I
arms.
mean, I think Oladipo healthy is the better player, but at the same
overall
time,
player, I think a better fit is Dante DiVincenzo if we're going about fit now.
you're talking.
Dante,
You just said it.
doesn't want to play with us.
If we're going about fit, I mean, the
I
Kings
said
just like the
Dante
Keegan
doesn't
Murray.
wanna play with us.
Again, that's more.
Or do you throw the MLE at someone like Bruce Brown?
That's a bigger story than
What about
It
Bruce
is, but
Brown?
You gotta put all that into part, right?
It's not really into it. So what happened was that he wanted to play for more money, and the Kings kind of made the decision to have him keep coming off the bench and limit his minutes, so that they were
He did
able
not.
to be the leaders and paying for him.
100%.
So he was more upset in the fact that the Kings are doing that. But I mean,
That doesn't
money
go-
is
that
money,
does- that
and you
doesn't
get
go
and the
away.
Kings can pay you the most. And
Correct.
if the Kings want you, the Kings have been wanting you for a long time. They tried to trade Bogdanovich for you,
Correct.
and they came back. And when they found the offer again, they went for you again. I think Dante DiVincenzo, that rumor about him was more of like a smokescreen, saying like, "Bro, play me my minutes so I can get paid." And the Kings are saying, "Don't worry, we're gonna pay you," because you haven't heard about that since it came out in the middle of the season.
So if you throw the full MLE at him, he's your day one starting two. Mitchell
Yeah, so
Mitchell doesn't
you're
get
gonna
any.
have to start him anyways, right?
So then now if you have Murray, there's not too many wings out there. You have to figure out what your wing. So Kevin Huerter, he doesn't really play small forward. He doesn't help you defensively.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
have,
So
like,
you have a
no
hole
shooting.
still at the two,
It has to be Harrison Barnes, right? Or
We
no, because
have
it has to be DiVincenzo.
no shooting.
As of right
unless
now,
you start
Barnes-
Davion.
Okay, so then it's Davion Fox is your two. Then still, the question is the 3 spot, because Keegan Murray is not your small forward.
He's solely your power.
He has to be your stretch 4.
I
But
agree.
he's not.
I
his
just
lateral
You can't
quickness
rely
isn't
on
there.
that.
you
as a
can't
rookie,
fit.
though.
You can't.
You can't rely on a stretch 4 as a rookie.
Leo, we need you in here for a debate, bro.
He's more than a stretch four, bro. He's more than a stretch.
Is
four.
Either way, that's
is
what I'm
Harrison
saying.
Barnes
He's
a
more
3
than
or a
a stretch
4?
4. So why would you put him at?
Harrison Barnes is a 4 on offense, and he's a 3 on defense.
So he can play the 3. So him and Murray can play on the floor together. Is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So
That'd
who
be
is your
that.
starting two,
I said DiVincenzo.
Yes.
and you're paying him MLE?
No, you're paying him what he's worth because you can actually pay him.
I think there's a gap.
You'll have your MLE after that.
I think there's still
And
a
there,
gap.
from there, you can get a TJ Warren, you can get a Gary Harris, you can get a Kyle Anderson.
But
TJ
it,
Warren
you can
is
get-
gonna be healthy for how many years?
but if
I
you
mean, that's
trade
the
for
thing, though. The Kings
Collins,
don't
Murray
get that
can't play the
much.
three.
True.
You really think Oladipo has the Kings as
It's
the number
true.
one priority?
I mean,
Oladipo's healthy.
how do you get better at
No,
that
he
point?
doesn't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But
I think
he'll give his
there.
opportunity to shine.
I think there's a
right?
different player out there besides Collins.
This guy said, we are not signing Sabonis. His mind was made up tonight after this crappy pick.
He said you did not trade. I don't know. I wish we would have
Trust in
traded.
Monte, bro.
Who's that? So Chan?
man.
Trust in Monte.
He said trust in Monte.
Got to.
So, are you not comfortable playing Murray at the 3, Mike?
I'll play him out the 3.
I wouldn't say.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. Rookies need time to develop, right? You can't just throw Murray and think he's gonna be able to accomplish like what we need, right? I think if that's the case, and if we don't trade Harrison Barnes,
Then there's your 3-4 combo right
then
there.
you're gonna have to run it,
I mean, you have
depending
your,
on what we get back.
I mean, there's your 3-4. Harrison, Murray.
If we think that Dante DiVincenzo is going to be able to guard some threes, we are going to be in some serious trouble. That's what I will say.
Which is why, to me, you have to upgrade at the 2 also. Like, if he's your starter,
So, if you keep right? Like if you keep HB, now it makes sense to keep him, right?
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense
something.
to
There's
keep
your
him
3
now.
4. You just got your second version of him right there.
It'll make sense to keep him now because we don't have anybody. To
Because if you
guard
trade for Collins,
the
to me, you just
LeBrons,
created another hole.
the Chris Middleton.
So if you trade
The
Collins
Giannis.
without giving up HB, it's different, right? Because now you can bring Keegan off the bench.
Correct.
But if
Keegan's
you-
not going to be your starter, bro.
Right now, he is.
Keegan's not going to be your starter, bro.
Then you have
We
some
still
big
have-
move.
We still have Holmes there,
Oh,
right?
I don't think he's starting.
Holmes is not starting
If he doesn't get
regardless.
traded, he's going to be starting.
I don't think Keegan Murray is
If
starting.
he does,
Not yet. At
not
least.
Keegan.
I mean, he
not
might
Keegan.
start. I mean, he's
Keegan's
not
not
wrong.
starting.
Like,
Keegan is not.
I mean, I
Did
think they.
Davion Mitchell start? Correct. Keegan is not starting.
If you're trying to get into the playoffs, he's not.
He's not starting.
he's drafted this brother at 4.
He's not starting.
To me, that's like. It depend. If you're saying that, you must have a move somewhere that
we
you're.
don't know about yet.
I think he does.
Whether it's Collins or someone else, you must have someone that can come in and average.
All right, Giant Asian. You think Murray's gonna be playing 3 through 5 in this lineup? Well, if he's playing 3, then you're fine, right?
Not this year.
But can he play it?
I don't know, man.
He's not playing 3 through 5 this year. He's not. He's not quick enough for 3.
He's not quick enough for 3.
That's what I'm saying. You have to keep.
He's
If you
not-
keep
He's
Barnes,
not a 5.
Now you gotta
That's
keep
kinda-
Barnes. Because you're not getting Jeremy.
where do you upgrade? That's my thing. Like,
Where? At the 3, where do you up? You're not getting Sadiq. You're not getting.
or at the
Jeremy
2.
Grant.
Like to me, the 2 is still open. Like
That's what you have to. We have to figure something out.
unless they're high on Davion starting.
No, stop it.
Oh.
Stop it. Not at the 2. That's a small 2, boy. That's a mouse.
Feels
in the-
like Davion's gonna
That's a
start at
mouse
the 2.
in the house.
Hey,
He gets beat.
feels like Davion's starting at the 2.
That is a mouse in the house, and he's getting beat.
Everything's open. Everything's open.
Tell me where I'm wrong. That's a mouse
I
in
just
the house.
they have they.
don't
But
think
you
he's
just
getting
took
beat,
but after
man.
tonight. You took yourself out of the Levine. You took yourself out of that because number 4 was your biggest asset.
And that's what frustrates us the most. Like you
So-
had options.
There's no more Levine.
You
There's
could
no more.
move around places. You could move. You can see things.
Like
that
I'm trying to think of a player besides Collins that you could actually go after, and I can't think of it. Like Gordon Hayward.
I'd go after Gordon.
Now you have to.
Now you have.
But
Now you have to go get him.
Now you have to
gotta
throw it
go
all
so what are
in.
you doing? Barnes and Holmes?
I'm doing Holmes.
Because I'm not doing
starting
that.
off Holmes. I'm seeing
Well,
what
they're
happens
giving
after
you
Holmes.
13, 15, and Hayward, right?
I'm
They're
starting-
giving you one. They're giving you 15. Barnes and Holmes for 15 and Hayward. Is that a done deal? That's rough because Hayward's not playing more than 40 games.
It's gonna have to be a future.
Future pick. Can you get 13, 15? Would you trade Holmes and Barnes for Hayward and 2 picks?
Yes.
I would.
I mean, right now you
Charlotte?
kind of have to, right? And 13 and 15.
But what'd you do it if you
One
just
is
got
better than
15?
both those guys.
It would be 15. It would be 15.
Gordon Hayward is a better 3 than Harrison Barnes.
100%. 100%. 100%.
You just hope he stays healthy.
That's the only thing. You gotta hope
I mean, that's a big thing.
I-
I mean, that's a huge
That's
thing.
why. That's why.
It's available.
Like he hasn't played over what 35 games in how long?
He's been healthy.
No, he hasn't.
He just missed like 1,000 games this past year.
He just cost the Hornets.
No, that's my job, man.
But is there a way you can?
Who is?
I got a question for you, Vince. So besides Collins and let's say Hayward,
I'm disappointed, man. I want to see a trade happen. Someone has to do trade.
I know not one team.
I want to trade somewhere.
So I'm trying to think of players now besides John Collins and Gordon Hayward because I get stumped that move like the needle for a starting spot you trade for because number 4 was your biggest asset to do it. You now don't have it. So who besides Collins and Hayward can you trade for that like can make a starting impact?
Can we get the other guy back that didn't like me very much? This squeaky little is killing me. Same with Mr. One.
It's me. That's me. You know, that's me. I didn't say I didn't like you, bro. I was just letting you know the truth. So the only other name I can give you right off the top of my head
What's
right
he
now.
saying though? I don't get it because I like missed the whole James M or James H.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I think this is James A. I'm like, what is going on here? Because he said that you guys don't like the pick and blah 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 and all this other stuff. I was like, it's not that. It's more of that we want an asset, and then it continued.
Because his team's not one piece away.
Right, but then he said continue with you guys know more than Monty, and it's like it's not that either. Again, it's just
not that either. Yeah.
If you knew that you were going to make this your pick, get assets for him. That's just a smarter decision. That's what you're.
So we need two
disappointed in.
things, right? We knew the Kings wanted Keegan, and we knew the Pistons wanted Ivey. You're in 4, not in 5. So you leverage that, and you get an extra asset because you're not one piece
And
away.
if you don't think you couldn't get Grant in the 5, Grant just went for a late
Almost
first round
second.
pick in 2025. So
Yeah,
Milwaukee's going to be good.
SMH, bro.
The only name I have for you, Tyson. It's gonna
I
be,
appreciate you, big dog.
all right, brother,
Coming
yeah.
through, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
gonna
we
be,
we got a hoop, bro.
It's gonna be Pascal
Hey,
Siakam.
yeah, let's do it, bro. Come on.
Toronto fans hate every time I bring up his name.
Hey, he's good, bro.
OG.
He's good.
OG.
He's another one. OG's another one.
I mean, I would kill to have that. I would kill to have that.
Hey,
I just don't see how that's any realistic
And
now.
another trade asset that we continue to ignore that I think holds a lot of weight, probably more weight than any of the expiring contracts, is the Kings still hold all of their future picks.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in giving up that future pick.
So it all just, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Can you get a?
Like, I don't think you can get a Levine anymore.
No, you can't get a Levine anymore. There's no way you're giving up a Levine unless you're giving up multiple firsts. You're not getting a. Obviously, you're not getting a Shea, which was like my hopeful wishing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're now limited because number 4 was your biggest asset to get like a borderline star that's in the league. I mean, I think you can still get. Actually, we were talking about the Raptors and OG. Can you still get Spicy P or no?
That's why I said Pascal. Pascal was my guy. I mean, I don't know. It just depends.
you got 4 no more, so no.
The Raptors, but you still have future picks.
No, like, but would you
And
give
giving
up
up-
Barnes?
They're not doing that, bro.
I'm not saying that they will. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Look at Spike Lee. Spike Lee has become such a face of the ESPN NBA TV network now.
Really? I've never seen them. But today.
He was on their Hoop TV network. They did a roundtable, and he was like their #1 guy they were broadcasting on there.
Can Murray play small forward? That's the question we're trying to say, and the answer is no.
But can Harrison Barnes play small forward?
Yes.
There you go.
But
He's got to slow now.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
but like to me he's a power forward on offense.
Yeah.
defense too. His lateral quickness isn't there like it used to be.
He's strong enough
Jeremy
to guard.
Grant's a better three defender than Harrison Barnes is. Length, speed,
And
everything.
then John Collins is a 4-5. So you're kind of like in a tough predicament.
Could you get Herter and Herter play your 3? Hell no, huh?
He can play a 3.
I mean, you
No,
kind of
hell.
have to.
You'd have to, but he can't though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He can't defend though. You literally, your culture would be defense, and then you're not a good defender. Like Herter's like a grocery bag just floating in the wind out there on defense. He's just standing there.
Yeah, he's not defending nobody.
Defense.
Yeah, you better hope that zone works for as much as you can. You give up a lot of 3-pointers.
Hopefully Mike Brown can bring it.
I feel like at this point, you know that the Kings have expirings. You know that the Kings have future picks.
There has to be something out there that we're just not.
It's the number.
Has to be.
There has to be.
Has to be.
I haven't seen a single trade yet. Is this guy gonna come from overseas? Is Sasha gonna come from
There was
overseas?
rumors saying that John Collins could come to Sac without giving up a pick.
That's still a possibility. Yes, that's possible.
If that's the case,
But
yeah,
with
he's your
Keegan-
guy at 4.
The New York Knicks are trading Gorgie Jang to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Our first trade.
His reaction.
So
every
the
time-
Thunder were at 12 though.
There you go. That's what it is. Not the right Jang. Not Gorgie Jang. I lied. So they're trading this Jang to the Oklahoma City Thunder. For what?
Oh, they traded
I mean, there's no way they give up Dort for that.
They got Jang, but then what did they get in return?
Julius Randle. Oh, from OKC.
And does it get better if you trade for Collins? Like, does the night get better?
It gets better,
The
but
Thunder are
like,
sending multiple first-round picks to New
position
York.
wise, it's like
Huh?
The Thunder are sending them multiple first-round picks to acquire Dang.
Seriously?
Wow. They have a long team. They got
This kid is very interesting.
right. They got a long.
This kid is so interesting.
They got a long team now. They got a Poku. They got Poku.
Good.
Baisley.
Right now, I don't see how we. What does it say? Can you showcase it on the screen? Right now, I don't see how we move past 35 wins. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
How's your prediction coming that long? But the Kings making the playoffs.
as of right now, still in the air.
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough.
I felt like a lot
If
of
Vince
comments-
is upset, we should all be upset because he's like the most pessimistic person. I said the Kings would make the playoffs. So
Well, just because they had so much power, they were in such a prime spot to.
They're making the playoffs.
You think so? You know the Clippers get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George back, right?
I think they're making the play in. Today, after today, they're making the play in.
That's gonna be
so let's see what our good friend Matt George said.
Okay.
He said Keegan Murray gives the Sacramento Kings a better chance of making the playoffs right away than Jaden Ivey does. Jaden Ivey has a higher ceiling, but not by much. And based on college production, Murray has BPA. Needless to say, I like the pick.
Told you, I wasn't lying when I said it. Matt George was the only person to stand up in the media room right now when that pick was made and do a fist bump like Tiger Woods making a putt. You ain't never seen it. He literally went. It was juice.
Yeah,
And he might be right.
No, he 100% could be right. When he,
That's my guy.
and I like I said, when I had him on my show, he said it like there is a distinction between best player available and biggest upside available. And the best player available is clearly going to be Keegan Murray based on the stats that he was able to put up in college and the fit that he brings to the Sacramento
We don't
Kings.
know that, though. Because, like, Ivey's pretty good right now.
Yeah, but
But does he impact a winning
he
right
He
now?
he
Yeah.
didn't produce the way that Keegan Murray did in college. What did you say last night in the Spaces? Keegan Murray is arguably the best player in college.
Right.
So,
that doesn't mean that you take him over
Right.
a guy that. But
but what
that argument is only if you're drafting the guy on purely potential. Like, Ivey was productive in college. Like, Purdue had a good run. It's not like Ivey was terrible in college though. Like, that's my counter argument to like
King.
the argument.
Look at that could have been King right there. Look at that could have been King right there. Swagged out on the couch.
That makes sense. Like, it's not like Ivey was trash or something.
No, they
but
just
he didn't impact.
Like,
winning
he was
the way
really
that
good,
Murray
though.
did.
So he didn't impact winning for Purdue? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Did you see what Murray was capable of doing the entire time in college? Did you watch Murray in college?
So Ivey didn't
the ability
impact winning on Purdue. That's crazy.
no, he carried that team, bro.
No, what it is
Right.
he had to be the number one guy for a team that was mediocre. where Murray played within the offense of his team, and he would quietly put up numbers. And then on games where he exploded, his team did even better. That's the difference. Ivey had to be the number one guy to have a mediocre team. Purdue is good, but they weren't great. Iowa was really fucking good last year, and you can't deny that.
I mean, Purdue was. Let's look at what Purdue was last year. I'm pretty sure they're pretty good.
Hey, all those jerseys wearing, you better show up.
Now, Keegan Murray and Cade Cunningham as a 1-2 punch is so solid.
You mean Ivy?
Oh yeah, Ivy. And what did I say? I said Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham as a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I
is so
I
solid.
like what the Pistons are doing. I mean,
You like Bagley?
that's the one I don't like. But you got
Okay,
Ivy, you
Stewart,
got
though.
Cunningham,
You
you
got
got
Stewart.
Stewart, you got Bay. You still have the most free agency money in the league. If you get DeAndre Ayton as your center, I mean, they got
You
something.
got a nice young core right
I mean,
there.
that is a
that big
nice-
Three, that big three is.
They were 29-8, bro.
Look at Iowa.
Like,
And then look at what they did during the tournament.
okay, but the tournament is literally a freaking coin flip, though. Like,
Leo, you gotta stop getting so pressured. You're gonna pop a blood vessel or something.
That's what they said in the chat.
If you guys haven't done so already, hit that like button, please. Get this video trending. Use all the analytics. or
oh
whatever.
man.
Pistons got rid of Jeremy Grant to go after Ayton. Maybe that's a real thing.
Why'd they make it so damn difficult? So like,
Yeah, Edward. Look, you keep telling me to check out Brian West's analysis. I had him on the show. I got to talk to him. Him and I both agree. Like the biggest downfall for me for Keegan is he needs to develop more of like a mid-range game off of a dribble, because you're not going to get those post moves in the NBA level. It's not happening. I don't care that he was in the 91 percentile. I really can care less. He's not going to get set plays for him to be down in the post.
they were 26-10. They're pretty similar records. So like, don't tell me that he was more impactful with winning. Like,
Who had the better stats? Plus minus.
that's college basketball though. Again, like
One had to
we're
be the
acting
number one
like,
option,
but we're
and
acting
one
like
had to
Ivy.
play within the offense.
Again, but we're acting like Ivy was terrible or something.
No, how are we saying
No,
that?
he-
We definitely not saying that.
Huh?
We're definitely not saying that Ivy
I
was
know,
terrible.
but like the whole argument of is he the best player? We don't know that. Based off of what? Off of 1 year?
I said he could be the best.
Like,
It
they're
says
both
could be the
sophomores.
best player. Could be the best player available right there.
Hey, you have a ticket?
Oh yeah, I got you. It's already validated.
I think Shaden Sharp's gonna be the best.
But like,
Really?
where's mine?
I like Jaden Sharp a lot.
He's hype to me.
His story scares me, but bro, you watch that 3-on-3?
No, I didn't.
He's solid.
I've seen it.
He's-
I've seen his highlights.
Yo, he's solid.
He's special. But I just don't see it in him, bro. Like, he's the type of guy to have all the talent in the world, but it doesn't translate on the court.
He's solid. Shaden Sharp is solid. Real
I
solid.
see the talent.
No,
I'm not questioning his talent.
he's gonna be like, I'll be 100% with you. I really think that there is a chance, if everything goes correctly. I mean, that's a big if, obviously. If everything goes correctly, he's the best player in this draft.
Ivy?
No, Shaden Sharp. If everything goes correctly, he's Brandon Roy. Like, he's maybe even better.
I would agree with that.
He is so nasty.
Go is correct.
That's true. I want to see what he is in a 5-on-5 away from high school
brother,
kids.
appreciate it.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing for me.
That's interesting, though, on Portland.
He's gonna look great. See you later. It was nice meeting you guys.
Portland, I mean, just so you're starting him right away with Dame, right?
No way.
Oh.
You got Anthony.
What?
Oh, I forgot about Anthony.
I don't
He's
even know.
coming off the bench.
Oh, so actually, yeah, Portland's set.
Yeah. He gets to be your scoring guy off the bench.
He gets to be your sixth man.
Yeah, and he gets to do a lot of work to develop
Hey,
next to
Portland's
Dame.
lineup.
Develop next to Dame and Simons.
You got Grant and
Iowa offense fed Keegan the ball every play, just like they did with Garza. So yeah, he's gonna put up more points if he's a focal point of your team. So like that again,
I feel like
I'm not
we're
saying he's
thinking
wrong. I'm just saying you can't say he's best player available when he was the focal point. Like if they made Ivey the focal point, that's all I'm saying.
Leo, you're too patient now to go off on that guy next to you. Me. Elbow this motherfucker. Elbow me, brother. I'm ready. Go, ready. There you go.
That's my guy J-Ram, man. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, keep the optimistic outlook, man. We need it, man.
Man, if Patrick Baldwin is there at 37, are you guys excited? I think I would be more excited
Kai Soto.
for Patrick Baldwin at 37 than I would be at Keegan Murray at 4. Mainly just because, like, I like Keegan Murray. I think Keegan Murray has, like, so much talent. I really do. I just still wish the Kings would have got assets for him. That's it.
what about AJ Griffin sliding?
That's a 37.
That's crazy.
No, but I'm just talking about in general. Like he was.
right now.
People had him going top 10.
Me too.
This is the range I always saw him, though. 12 to 15 was where I saw AJ Griffin the whole time.
Where'd he go to?
He hasn't gone yet.
12 to 15 is where I see him.
I don't think Charlotte's taking him.
Nope.
Charlotte's going.
Do you trade back if you're the Kings? Trade for Hayward, get number 13?
I would do it.
15, yeah,
get
like-
Gordon Hayward.
That's what I'm saying. Hayward's like a. I mean, he makes you better.
Oh, man. What are the people saying?
Hey, James, you might be right. Maybe Vincent Goff, how do you pronounce Sasha, the guy that they just traded for, maybe that's the guy that they wanted the whole time. Lefty Euro Joe Ingles, bro. That guy's solid. If you look at his highlights, he's solid. He averaged like 14 and whatever.
I think
14
one of
6.
Charlotte's picks are Duran, right?
Oh, if Durant's still on board, yeah, for sure. Jalen Duran is nice. I like Jalen Duran.
He's nice.
He is nice.
He's a
nice.
freak.
He is nice. He goes here at 13. I'm calling it now.
Or they call the Kings
So
for
read the
Rashawn.
comments from Instagram.
Out loud? Can I read them out loud?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What do you want me to start?
On top.
Okay, here we go. It goes. The Sacramento Kings selected Keegan Murray at number 4 and join us live on YouTube. First comment goes, I figure if we drafted Ivey, we were trading him. Sounds like there wasn't a package for him, so we went Murray. But talent-wise, I don't know if there's a huge leap between them. We'll see what happens. Could have got him at the 7th pick. LMFAO, another year of this BS. Bill Simmons and Ryan Rosilla about to feast on this draft pick. Yeah, they are. It's all crap. Who's making these draft decisions, though, for real?
Monty is.
So you can't be that mad because of that reason alone.
Okay, here's a great little question that I think the chat will enjoy as well. Do you think you made the safe pick here at number 4 and didn't pull a trigger on any trade because you're on the final year of your contract, as Monte is right now?
No.
Why wouldn't you make that Grant deal the swap and at least have him?
You know, we don't know. As much as we want to say that trade was on the table, we don't know that 100% that was on the table. So, do you take Keegan because you know he's best fit for your team, and he's a better fit rather than Ivey, better fit than Ivey because you're on the final year of your contract and you want to stay the GM of this team? Does that play into consideration on just staying pat and keeping 4? I think that's a conversation to be had as well.
Okay, well, if that plays into the equation, then your job's on the line because
Jalen Duran goes here. I told you. Solid player. They just got a great center.
I said he would go 13 on my mock draft yesterday.
I mean, Charlotte, that's perfect spot.
It's a perfect for him. He can fight for a starting role over Plumlee.
Oh, easy. They still could go get Holmes if they want. They still don't have really much depth there.
They needed a center after they lost Harrell.
Oh yeah,
to me, it's hard to say, right? Because like again, we're just assuming things. Keegan could be the best player in the draft. Like we don't know, but
I think they truly believe that. Like Monty truly believes that.
He comes with the professionalism. He comes with a high.
you know who else
IQ.
believe that? Vladdy thought Bagley was the best player in the draft too.
No, he didn't. No, that's not true.
That's true.
Don't spin that narrative. No, that's not true.
That's true.
No, it's not true. Marvin Bagley was the only one willing to come to Sacramento and work out for them.
The
He was
Sacramento
only-
Kings,
No.
Vladdy Divac,
No,
truly thought,
no,
it's a fact, okay?
no. it's
Truly
not.
thought that Marvin Bagley was the best player in the draft.
No, that's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
It is true.
I mean, he selected him, so you get a better argument
That's
than
true.
I do. That is not true. The biggest thing for them was to build the mindset, and you can go. It's been heavily reported. It was to build the mindset that we want players to want to come and work out in Sacramento, and that Marvin Bagley took the initiative to continue to come out. And we're all pretending as if Marvin Bagley wasn't a stud when he was in college. He wasn't considered to be a Chris Bosh type of player. He was moving up draft
That's
boards
why
like
he thought he was
crazy.
the best player in
But
the draft.
Luka was clearly the best, but there was threats of Luka willing to stay overseas, which is the reason why the Kings passed, and they
That's
went
not
with
why
that
they
forward. Oh,
That's not why they passed. That's not why they passed. They and it's unfortunate, but they truly thought that Bagley was the best player in the draft.
I mean, I've done multiple shows on that pick, and from multiple people that I was able to talk to that covered the draft as well as covered this Kings team, that is not the
And
way
that
it came out.
from Vladdy's front office. People who got fired who said that's why they chose him. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, they're going to
It
say
came
that
from the
obviously that
but it
group
came
of
from the
people is going to
actual
say
mouth
that
of
we
the
think
wolf.
he's the best player because they chose him already in that moment, probably when they told you that.
No.
But leading into the draft,
After.
after they picked him,
And no. Right. Like 5 months ago. Like a year ago. Like they thought he was the best player available. And again, as you said, Chris Bosh type, yada, yada, yada.
I didn't see that.
20 and 10. That's all everybody says, right? 20 and 10.
yeah.
Walking.
Walking.
Walking
He's a walking
double-double.
20 and 10.
Walking
So,
double-double.
Vladdy fell for that.
He fell
But
for a second jump.
He was also trying to prove
Yeah.
a point, though. Vladdy was trying to prove a point. He actively came out and said, we want players that want to be here. We want players that will come and work out. Who is the only player that was projected to go top
What did Luca
four?
Doncic tell me to my face, though? He said, I thought Zach was going to choose me. So don't
He even
say he
said
didn't
in
want
the-
to be here, though.
But
When he told me to my face in Spanish, I thought they were going to choose me. This is coming from Luca Doncic to me.
he
Not to
also,
Sam
he
Amy,
also,
to me.
But he also was threatened. The rumor was,
I mean-
the word was that he was threatening to stay overseas for another year.
That's not true, bro. Like, that's just...
It's true. You can look that up. That's been reported.
It's been
He
reported, but it's false, though. Luca actually wanted to play here. His dad didn't.
I
His
agree
dad
that he
didn't
won.
want him to play here, but like Luca wanted to play here. He
I think Luka
grew
was
up
coming over no
idolizing
matter what.
Peja. He grew up idolizing Vladdy. Like he wanted to be a king.
I truly thought that the Kings should have drafted him. And then even after the JJ Redick podcast, I was like, he even said, he's like, I thought they were going to give me.
Luca
but
told
they-
me, send me that picture, bro. When that guy had that 77 Doncic jersey, he's like, send me that picture. You telling me like that doesn't mean something to him? Come on, bro. You don't say, Leo, send me that picture. If you don't think like he was going here, bro, stop it.
I mean,
Stop
I
it.
thought he was going to go here.
This is coming from Luca, though.
I thought he was
like this
gonna go
ain't
here,
coming
too.
from Ame from Woj. This is coming from like the actual Luca.
Right, but what I'm telling you,
Like
I'm not denying that Luca didn't want to be here. I'm also not denying
Oh,
the
guys.
fact that Luca wasn't going to be the best player in that draft. Like, everyone was preaching. Like, you can go back and watch my NBA draft video when I did it.
a
I
lot
said
of people
Luca's the
thought
guy.
Aiden was.
No,
There's a lot of people that thought Luca was.
Trey.
A lot of people that thought Trey was. Like it wasn't like consensus. It was consensus to me, to
You
you.
to me for sure.
Huh?
Luca was for sure the best player in that draft.
No.
There was no
yeah, I mean,
question
yeah, you're
about it.
speaking to the choir, bro. But
Oh, yeah.
everyone didn't think that though.
But what I'm trying to say is
Phoenix didn't
every
think that.
everything
Atlanta?
that everything that was.
Atlanta didn't think that.
Oh no, they traded for Jaden or for Trey Young.
So
But
don't
they got
say everybody
but
thought
Trey,
that.
but
Like,
Trey
there's
Young.
GMs
But look at this though.
that
Like,
were scared of Luka.
if you think that Atlanta was like, oh, I didn't really like it, they were like, man, we really like Trey Young, and we get DeAndre Hunter now. Like, if you think about hindsight 2020, they got a nice 1-2.
I mean, Atlanta's not complaining because one, they're
They
not,
got Hunter with that next pick.
and they're winning. Like
But they didn't
Atlanta's
know
winning.
that.
Right, I get that, but what I'm saying, like, you get a top 10 pick following year, and you got Hunter, or a lottery pick, and you got Hunter.
So they did what the Kings should have done tonight.
Exactly.
I mean,
That should have been Sadiq Bey right there.
Right, exactly. Or Jeremy Grant for 1 year, bro.
I'm just wondering, like, was Detroit not willing to include like a 2023 pick?
Still stuck on Luka. Sacramento will always still be stuck on Luka, to be honest with you.
Hey, I'm still mad. Triple J wasn't there. Like,
what did I say was the second best big man in that draft?
Jared Jackson.
Triple J.
I would.
Yeah, you know what's hella funny is if you go, I've watched my old NBA draft video to see if I ever say anything that I didn't mean, bro. I was spot on that draft class, bro. Go watch it. I'm telling you, I killed that draft class.
Abachi.
Who?
Me, my NBA draft class
What?
video for that Marvin Bagley draft and Luka.
Oh, me too.
I was spot on every single one of my picks, like
Me
dead
too.
on.
Luka and Jack. Well, now it's Trey Young, but
Triple J.
I had Trey Young. I had Trey Young out.
That's a,
I mean,
I like
Triple
that
J
pick
is
for the
really
Cavs
good
right
when
there.
when he's not
Yeah, I like
injured.
that guard for the Cavs too.
Like Triple J is real nice.
They got a shitload of guards.
Bro, if they took Triple J number 2, they're a playoff team right now.
Whoa.
With Sabonis.
Whoa. Jalen Duren is being traded to Memphis. Well, and then it goes, Jalen Duren is being rerouted to Detroit. The Knicks acquired Jalen Duren and moved him likely for Kemba Walker to the Pistons. So Kemba Walker could be heading to the Pistons right now. So he's been on like 4 teams. So he went from Charlotte, he went to Memphis.
Bought out.
Done, bro.
Jalen Duren
Go
went.
to the Lakers.
Jalen Duren went to Memphis. Then Memphis rerouted him to Detroit. Now Detroit is rerouting him to New York.
So who's
For
getting
Kemba.
Durant?
So if
Jalen
you're
Duren is
Charlotte
going
at
to New York.
15, like,
Hey, what?
Jalen Duren is going to the Knicks.
Okay, thank you. All this other weird stuff's like.
Yo, that's solid because they lost out on Mitchell Robinson this year. He's a free agent.
did they though?
Yeah, why would they sign him back? He's too injury prone. You're gonna have to. He's still gonna get paid a nice amount of money this year. Like, and now you get Jalen Duren. He fits in real nicely next to Julius Randle. I mean, I like Jalen Duren a lot.
So far, who is the hindsight winner of the draft?
Detroit has to be one of them. Like,
who's the winner of the draft?
Detroit.
you free up space with the Grant trade.
I'm just thinking about today. I'm not thinking about yesterday.
I know,
I'm
but
thinking about today getting trading for Jeremy Grant, trading away Jeremy Grant.
Were you downtown at the Kings event?
No, we were across the street.
Oh, okay.
I was watching my friend work.
Oh, okay.
I think. To be 100% honest with you,
Done?
I still think Orlando getting Banchero was the right pick. I love that pick.
Houston even getting Jabari, like that's got to be a huge win, right?
I mean, Şengün's that number 1 guy for sure. I don't know. It's who's the biggest winner of the draft? Yeah, I mean, Shaedon Sharp going to Portland, solid. I think Benedict Mathurin to the Pacers is super solid. OKC is the big winner. Chris Webber liked the pick. Chris Webber liked the pick for the Kings. That's solid. Nick sent Duren to Detroit for Kemba, not Kemba to NY. No, I knew Kemba wasn't going to NY. All right, brother. Good seeing you again. Tonight? Hoop tonight? What are you angry about, bro? Hey, what are you angry about, bro? Why are you so
He's
mad?
annoyed.
I think anger is the wrong word.
Annoyed.
Mark Williams now going to Charlotte.
Oh,
said,
I
okay.
forgot about Mark Williams. That's another
Solid
like
player.
Charlotte doesn't bring back Harrell.
And this is what I said on the show the other day with James Ham. I was like, we always say there's going to be a ton of fireworks and a ton of trades during the NBA draft. Ain't shit happened. Nothing happened. We're seeing these like little like Jalen Duren moving around.
I mean,
Like,
free agency's in a week. Maybe we
so
get
the Knicks acquired Jalen Duren and moved him with Kemba Walker to the Pistons. So Duren and Kemba Walker are now heading to the Pistons. So the Pistons not only got Jaden Ivey,
They
but
just
the
replaced Christian Wood.
No, listen. So not only did they get Jaden Ivey in this draft, they also just got Jalen Duren, and they got a veteran in Kemba Walker.
So what did the Pistons give up for that?
That I don't know.
I mean, they had to give up something decent.
But Jalen Duren is going to Detroit, not the Knicks.
That's what I'm saying. So they just
So it has to be picks. So I'm saying that wrong. I said that incorrectly. Jalen Duren is not going to the Knicks. Jalen Duren, along with Kemba Walker, are heading to the Detroit Pistons. I mean, they're just building a young team.
I mean, they still have all the cap space they want to do
They're still
something.
building a young team. Cade, Ivy, Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley, Jalen Duren. Off the bench, you got Stewart.
And they'll probably throw some money at some free agent.
Wow. Okay, so the biggest winners of the draft, I think, would have to be Detroit.
Pistons.
I mean, they're making all the right moves. What's this guy? It says Edward says, "What is Monty doing? Are they going after John Collins anywhere?" There's been no word. I texted. I haven't got a text back at all. I think a lot of people are still in shock of this draft. I texted like 4 people. I haven't got a text back yet. That was like my big thing. So like so that's why I was so surprised. Like when Leo came out, he's like, "Oh yeah, the Kings are taking Ivy." I was like super pumped because I was texting people and no one knew yet. It still was a question mark. So then when we saw Keegan, I was mad, bro. That's the only reason why I'm mad at that pick is only about the assets. I think Keegan could be the best player. He could be exactly what the Kings needed. He could be a breath of fresh air to this franchise and truly could make this team better. But you could have also got a bench player, a role player, something else in return.
They have to have something.
Hey, it was good seeing you again, brother.
They have to have something planned trade-wise or during free agency that we just aren't talking about because I'm not buying that.
And that's the question. Like, what is Monty doing here?
I mean,
like,
free agency's in a week.
Yeah, but what's in free agency though, bro?
True, but
There's nothing. The best players available in free agency are players that the Kings will never get, Bradley Beal, etc. Zach LaVine, or B, it's going to be a gamble. It's going to be a Victor Oladipo. It's going to be a T.J. Warren. It's going to be a Kyle Anderson, a Bruce Brown Jr., a Gary Harris. It's not.
I mean, I'm not high on any of those guys really.
Right. It's going to be a gamble. Like that's the thing. I'm trying to tell you guys. It's like it's not like it makes anybody
but
better.
If you can take a gamble on a bench player coming off your bench out of one of those you just named, like, do you take a chance on T.J. Warren?
Yeah, I
Insane.
do. Tremendous coup from Detroit GM Troy Weaver to land 2 of his top targets in this draft, Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, with the cost of only a future first-round pick, which they got in the Jeremy Grant trade. So they gave up the 2025 first-round pick from Milwaukee, and they were able to get – but they also had to eat up Kemba Walker's contract. That's why they got it.
They'll buy him out, right?
Bro, the Atlanta Hawks just got A.J. Griffin.
Oh, what a perfect fit.
Oh, yeah, look in the chat, too. So, again, Griffin to the Hawks. Yeah, that's a solid pick.
I mean,
Solid pick. A.J. Griffin fell all the way to what number is this?
16?
16. I said 12 to 15 range. You went to 16. I feel good about that.
That for sure makes Herter expendable.
I think there's real belief in the idea that the Hawks want to relieve cap space.
They have to. I mean, look at them right now.
I think people also don't understand how good the 2023 draft class is, along with the free agency class in 2023. The free agency class in 2023 is so good that I think so many teams are making moves just to have open cap space for that moment. Like for example, I'll throw this name out there. LeBron James is a free agent in 2023. Where is he going to go? Because there's a chance he doesn't stay in the Lakers.
Wherever his son potentially going.
Okay. So he's on the move. Could it be the Detroit Pistons?
I mean, they'd have to be bad, right?
Who?
They could be, though. They're still young. They could still be tanking.
That would be like
Incredible.
'cause they're gonna have the money for sure.
The bad boys for life.
We're talking about
Future. Talking about the future. Just running through ideas, right? As the 16 pick is about to be announced, it's going to be AJ Griffin. We moved on from that
Wow.
already. Yeah, great
that's what I'm
pick.
saying.
I
Like
said 12 to 15. He landed 16. That's pretty solid.
the Hawks just got a guy. Like
But, okay, so
Do they trade him to the Kings?
so we just talked about how.
no, Herter's gone.
To
Yeah,
who?
but to the Kings. Like, the Kings would love Kevin Herter.
To who?
No, I'm just saying Herter's expendable, like for sure
Oh.
now. On top of that, he's making 17 million.
God,
So
diggity. It's a lot of money for him. Herder's making 17?
15.
Oh, 15?
I think it's 15. Is it 17?
I
or
thought it
15?
was 4 years, 68 or something like that. I thought that was 17.
Look it up right now. But we were talking about how a lot of people, or a lot of teams, I should say, are trying to create cap space for 2023 because of that free agency class. And in 2023, LeBron James is a free agent. And he said, well, the only team he's going to want to go to, he's going to want to go to a team where his son can play. I was like, is Detroit really looking to win with all that cap space that they got? Are they just waiting to get Bronny and then they could get LeBron? Yo, think about that. That'd be crazy.
AJ! That's about right. 16? That's about right.
I said 15, but I mean, that works. That works. 12 to 15.
It was what, 4 years, 65?
16 million. So he makes 16 million a year. Kevin Herter.
I mean, that's not horrible.
He's a shooter. He makes exactly what shooters make.
He has good size.
He makes exactly what shooters make. I'm not the biggest Kevin Herter guy, but
Me neither.
he's a shooter. He definitely can shoot that thing.
Oh, man. Murray demeanor is so bad. He's going to be soft for a very long time. Stockton will enjoy watching him. Ouch.
Are the Kings?
I mean, come on.
Are the Kings' best trade assets right now expiring contracts and Davion Mitchell?
And future picks.
No, or future picks. Like, what's a better asset? Trading Davion as a sophomore player with a bunch of expirings, that's including Harrison Barnes, or giving up
to get
Harrison
what, though?
Barnes and
Like,
expirings for future picks?
Like, to me, now Gordon Hayward's like, you're not trading HB and, are you trading HB and Holmes for straight up Gordon Hayward?
Hey, who would you rather have? Would you rather trade
Or
for
PJ Washington if they
would you-
throw that in?
Would you rather trade for Gordon Hayward, or would you rather just go sign a 2-year deal for Nick Batum?
So who are you giving up in that?
You know you're giving up Barnes. You know you're giving up.
No.
I mean, you're
Batum.
giving up a lot.
Batum. I'm not trading Harrison Barnes now. If I'm not getting the
You
assets.
can't.
You
the
can't.
thing is, the thing that sucks though is Harrison Barnes gonna resign in Sacramento.
It's not a bad thing.
The Flying Tomato is Kevin Herter's nickname. I've never heard that nickname before.
Hey, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Come on, man. Let's get the likes up or the dislikes. Hey, either one works,
Yo,
man.
look
Come
at the
on.
Flying Tomato in the city of tomatoes. Remember, where did Mike Brown ever hear that? Sacramento, the city of tomatoes.
The big tomato.
The big tomato. And then they go out and get Kevin Herter, the Flying Tomato. He's a fucking cafeteria food fight. That's what he is. Oh, that's funny.
It just seems like a huge missed opportunity.
It's a wait and see.
Are we watching these guys get hung over from the Kings?
Oh, man.
Hey, man. Once we get to 20, that's going to be the last, and we'll end the show. There's no trades happening, bro. Like, this team is disappointing.
You don't think so? You don't think there's a trade that's still going to happen?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
I mean, we've only seen draft picks shuffled around. We haven't even seen another team make a
Well,
move.
with the Kings keeping 4, that means the only moves they can make are in free agency, and the only way they're going to be able to make the best move available, taking Murray, they got their guy.
100%.
So you know that they got their guy. That's cool. You got your guy. So now in free agency, what are you going to do with those expirings, and what are you going to do with your future picks?
Oh, my God. The Kings just kingsed.
That's what you're stuck with now. you're stuck with, I'm making trades. You gave up arguably your biggest trade piece in that number 4 pick when it was a question mark. Now you have Murray. You're not getting rid of him. He's a part of your future. They drew a line in the sand, and they're saying that
you put yourself in that situation,
it
so
all-
you
it all
obviously have
comes
a
down to
plan.
making trades. It all comes down to making trades.
They have something up their sleeve that they're just not showing.
Again, I still question, like, do you make the safe pick with Keegan Murray because you only have 1 year left on that contract?
I mean, it's a thought. It's a thought.
I can't stop thinking about it.
But
I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to talk about that, but
Like when I do my podcast later tonight, like that's literally like the first thing I'll
Again,
probably
we're
talk
not
about.
saying we don't like. Like I like Keegan. Like I think Keegan's a fabulous fit in Sac.
That's not
But
that's not
it's
a
just
debate.
it's just the fact that they could have had another asset to add to what they got going, and the Kings got some stuff going for them. You know what I mean? But
do you think Monty wanted a future pick from the Pistons for Bay with Bay, or would you think the offer would, like, if it was just Bay and 5?
I mean, don't you just take it, like, because you
Just
know
take
what
it.
they want to do
You
anyway.
know, but if you already know what you want
Yeah.
and you know what they want, just get something.
Yeah, I agree.
Get
Maybe he
players
was.
that help you.
Yeah, because I don't think the Pistons were not giving up a future pick.
I mean, like it
I
just
mean, they're probably high on Sadiq Bey. Especially now, I mean,
like my only real debate is like, let's say the Kings at this moment in time with what they had on their what they have on their roster, they were a 45% chance of making the playoffs next year. What did they move toward after this draft?
it's a good question.
Again, like he's a fabulous fit if you keep
What did they
Harrison
move
Barnes.
toward? Okay, so what did they move toward? If you're stuck with this same roster, you drafted Keegan Murray, this is your team. You're at 45% chance to make the playoffs next year. Where are you at now?
You're better than you were yesterday.
I mean,
So, are you
this
at
was
48?
one domino to fall.
This was the only domino to fall.
Yeah. They're not making no trades.
not
They're not making a
tonight, but
trade.
I'm saying, like, trade wise, they have to do something.
Okay, but
like,
trades are
They're
in the
not
future.
going to
We
get
haven't
no trades, so the only
not
thing
tonight.
is free agency.
Is this right now?
They have to keep Harrison Barnes now.
No. Harrison Barnes is arguably now their best trade piece. An expiring contract with a player that can
But
play
trade
your
for what though?
John Collins is still
Why?
an option. You can let Keegan Murray develop.
Oh my God.
I agree. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Set him up
Can
to
you
fail
get
like right
Pascal?
off the bat.
You
that's
can't
what I'm
get
saying. I'm saying he
Pascal.
has to start, right?
You can't get Pascal. No, he has to earn that starting spot still. With the Kings have drafted players recently. that
Okay,
haven't
so
been
if they get rid of Harrison Barnes, wait. If they get rid of Harrison Barnes
you have
You
to
just
get
created
something.
yourself another hole
and Keegan's not starting, who's starting?
at your 3.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know yet. We have to go off based on the roster. That's why I'm asking you the question. If they're at 45% chance right now to make the playoffs
You
with their
have-
roster,
sorry,
did
Vince,
they
you-
get better? Did
You
they
have
get
to keep
better?
Harrison
No
Barnes.
one in free agency is coming in and starting. No one.
Oladipo's not starting?
Yes, he start.
From the guard. Okay. I guess I can see that.
Is he coming though?
He really could come though. I mean, is
I
he
mean,
gonna make
could.
more? Is he gonna make more than 9 to 12? Tari Eason falling to Houston?
They got everybody.
They are so solid, bro. What?
Future.
I love Tari Eason. I'm so surprised how far he slid.
We got a 6 suit though. Hey, a suit, a 10 or a 5?
That suit right there?
Yeah,
Oh, for this draft, bro, that's a solid 8 right there.
there you go.
I said that when I saw it earlier. I was like, yeah, that's a 5.
Looks like the mask. He looks like Jim Carrey in the mask.
I don't know. That was like Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin. That suit is fire, though.
Oh man, the only way that this turns out to be good is if Keegan just becomes Scotty Barnes from last year, right?
But Keegan Murray is a good basketball player.
He
Like,
is,
he's
very good.
He's a really good basketball player. Like, I like
And-
Keegan Murray, the player.
Can he make a
It's
Scotty
just-
Barnes impact?
But he doesn't. But he didn't make your team better right away like that. He's not a passer like Scotty Barnes.
That's my point.
Is
doesn't-
he like a Mikal Bridges type?
I hate that comparison. I think Al Harrington. When I see him, that's literally what I see every single time. I've been convinced. You know what? Fuck it. I've been like the Kings. I've been bullied into the belief that he could be a Tobias Harris. But like when I see him, I see Al Harrington, and Al Harrington's a great role player. Good role player. We're great. It gets tossed around a little too much. I just don't know how much better you really get with Keegan Murray.
I just feel like that's the starting lineup. Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes.
You're running the
Sabonis.
same starting lineup.
So your starting lineup for
Unless
next
you
year
do something at the two.
is Fox, DiVincenzo, Keegan, Harrison, and
Yeah.
Sabonis.
But you don't have
Is
cap.
that your team?
You don't have cap space. So once you throw the MLE, you're done in free agency.
So we have to hope that Fox can shoot.
Yes.
We have to hope that Sabonis can shoot a little bit.
And
You gotta
DiVincenzo
hope
can shoot at,
DiVincenzo can
like,
find
5
those legs. You gotta hope DiVincenzo can find them legs.
And you have to hope that
Murray's that guy.
Murray's as good as you think he
He's
is.
as good
Right
as
away.
advertised.
From day one.
Yo, you already know that first training camp video is gonna be a lot of Keegan. You're gonna see a lot of Keegan. You're gonna see so much shooting from Keegan you ain't never seen before. He's gonna do so many shooting drills. Remember when they had Jimmer Fredette in and they made him shoot against Chris Mullin? You're gonna see videos like that. You're gonna see the Keegan Murray express train. Yeah, see someone that watches old school basketball. Yep, Al Harrington is a good comp. Thank you.
You know who that is, right? That's Joe. That
The dude that beat you two on the 2-on-2 game?
The one that
played
hurt
with
his,
us
the
in
one
league.
that hurt his ankle, right?
Oh, the one that played in the league?
hurt his
ACL.
Achilles.
Oh,
Yeah.
yo, shout out to your recovery time, bro. What? You're the man. You're the man. I hope
He
you
knows
feel better.
about Purdue, cause his cousin plays for them. So
Yeah, but Ivey was not on the same. I just don't think. I think you're undermining how good Murray was in college.
I'm not. I tell you, best player in college basketball.
Yeah, but you're trying to say that the gap between the best player in college basketball and Jaden Ivey is not that far off.
I'm just saying that I was pretty good.
I agree that Jaden Ivey's good. I wanted him to be the pick. Achilles turn. Man, shout out to your recovery, bro. Stay positive.
Prayers, bro.
Keep pushing, bro.
Keep pushing, man.
Final thoughts here, I guess, right?
Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Might go live later tonight, but we gonna call it a night, man.
You know,
Final thoughts. I really like Keegan Murray. I hope that I'm wrong, and a lot of people say, just take your guy if he's there. They took their guy. That's what they did. And the Kings must think that he's the next big thing. Just like the Raptors thought that Scotty was the next big thing. And so did I, but I can't say the same for Keegan. I'm not as high as Keegan as I was on Scotty. And those are my final thoughts.
final thoughts?
I truly think that McNair believed that Keegan Murray was one of the can be the best player in the draft. I don't think it's just a fit thing. I mean, I think it's a fit, and he thinks he's the best player, could be the best player in the draft.
Yeah, so look, it's one of two things for me. It's either one, the Kings didn't get offered the offer that they were hoping to get at that number 4 pick. They had high regard for this number 4 pick. Am I disappointed personally? Yes, I thought that the Kings should have got more for this pick. They didn't do it, so they drafted Keegan Murray. They stuck to their guns, like you said. You want that guy, you keep that guy. The Kings have been known actively. It's been known for a while now. The Kings have had their eyes and their red markers circled around Keegan Murray. He fits this team tremendously. He's a really good talent, arguably the best player in college basketball last year. You have to applaud the decision to stick with your guy. I think he makes a ton of sense here. I think for me at this point, it's more of what's next. And if you're saying you're a playoff team, you better be willing to make some big swings for the fences. And now the only question I have after the draft is the question I keep throwing out there is, was this decision made based on having 1 year left on that contract and making a safe choice? Or was this made because you know that Keegan Murray could be a Tim Duncan impact on your franchise? Based on the suit, he is. He has that Tim Duncan suit down, bro. Baggy pants and a nice blazer.
Well, that's going to do it, y'all. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that we've received the last 3 weeks. Lots of draft coverage, lots of live pods with the entire CK family, Basketball Zone family. So we thank you guys. We thank Medici Sacramento for hosting us, feeding us. Awesome pizza here. Highly recommend it again. Make sure to support your local businesses wherever you're from. If it's in Toronto, if it's in Oklahoma City, wherever it is. Thank you guys so much. And as always, we'll see you very, very soon. Peace.